Always shocked at people who sing Zootopia. Or even if you saw Bright on Netflix, that's more people than that. It was not that great. That was Bad Boys. Even if you saw Bad Boys, like old school Bad Boys, everything. So I asked about these movies because if you saw Zootopia, what's interesting about Zootopia is that it's the rabbits and these officers she's trying to get the guy who has the onion. Is that there's a moment in the movie where she literally is like running through people's neighborhoods. She's like destroying that miniature neighborhood in pursuit of the guy. And Bright in the very first scene, like they walk into the bodega and they're knocking people over. And then in Bad Boys, they are like literally shooting into crowds. It's like in pursuit of justice. And I think about those because we are always mindful that every story is a lesson of power. And that every story is always communicating with something deeper about like what power relations look like. And those movies, even things like Zootopia, communicate this idea that the police can do whatever they want as long as they're trying to get the bad guy. And if we actually just can't accept that as like a parcel of what it means to be in the world, you can't name 3 shows where you've seen that turn off there as not being like the throwaway cops, the people that nobody cares about, but like team that nobody wants to be a part of. But that actually communicates like a lesson of power about like accountability inside of police departments. So when I think about the stories we tell, we're trying to tell these stories that help people think about the world differently. That like for all of the videos that you've seen about police killings, for all the viral stories that have happened, is that the outcomes are literally the same. The police have killed as many people in 18 as they did in 17, 16, 15, and 14. Nothing has changed about the numbers. The only thing that's changed is like where the killing is happening, but if the killing is happening at the rate is actually the same. And like when I worry about what that means, so we spend a lot of time now organizing around the structural things. So like in California, there's a law that says that any investigation of an officer that lasts more than a year can never result in discipline regardless of the outcome.
Pause. Rewind that. Make sure you guys, I want to make sure that resonates with you guys. Any investigation of any officer that lasts longer than a year
can never result in discipline regardless of the outcome. That's crazy.
I mean, they can purposely drag out investigations.
The police, right? They destroy police officer disciplinary records every 2 years. And in Maryland, where I live, the law says that you can file an anonymous complaint against an officer for everything except brutality. I'm like, okay, well, this is... No. That doesn't make sense. So we spend a lot of time trying to like peel back the layers to try to figure out like what the systemic things are. Like that is so much of the work now. Like so much of how we try to tell the stories. The last thing I'll say, I'll put you on the spot. Tell me something you can buy for $300.
Bad purse.
To this day, that over $300 in Florida is a felony. When you become a felon in Florida, you permanently lose your right to vote. Luckily, that just got passed. And you permanently lose your right to vote for public office. In Virginia, it's set over $200. In Oklahoma, it was set over $50 until 2001 was a felony, which is wild, you know? So if I ask you, like, what is a felony, most people would say, like, somebody who robbed a bank, somebody who killed 10 people. Like, imagine stealing a purse and being a felon. Like, that is, like, not how you think about it, but that's how mass incarceration actually becomes mass.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think, you know, what you're saying is so profound because what you've done through your work, both on stage today and your work over the years, is really break down really complex issues around policy and politics in digestible ways that really make us understand what it is that leads to these bigger consequences, right? Like how incarceration becomes mass incarceration, how one small policy change can impact the lives of millions, right? Are there any other tidbits or facts that you want to share about incident and you know, they may not know, I mean, I'm sure there's tons, but you share a lot of it through social media, through Twitter, what else can we glean from while you're here on stage?
So people don't, you know, we arrest more people for weed than all violent crimes combined, which is wild, but like, there's no comparison, like weed is actually, we arrest more people for it than anything else. What the Republicans are doing that's actually tactically really brilliant but malicious is that they are publicly saying that they believe that we should lessen the penalties for non-violent crimes. Like, we believe that, that's a good thing. But what they're doing really quietly is they're actually recoding a set of non-violent crimes as violent. So things like breaking into a house with nobody there will actually be coded as